Today we have again assembled here in Bunkerman, Baddi to test our Bunkerman systems which we have invented with indigenous technology. I am lucky to have Mr. Soman Chakravarti today, manager from Indian Oil Corporation Limited, Guwahati. We are lucky to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
And just to give you a little background, we have invented this technology of air filtration to help the common man in India and in other countries. You know, there is a problem of pollution in big cities everywhere. Greenhouse gases content in the air is increasing day by day, and this is causing global warming and climate change throughout the world. So fortunately, we have found a solution to it. We have developed a technology basically which removes carbon dioxide and all greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. Our Bunkerman filters absorb them, and after absorbing, the waste material of these filters are used by us to convert into minerals rich organic manure, which goes as a nutrient to the trees and plants. As you know that for thousands and thousands of years in the world, the CO2 content used to be 280 parts per million, 300 parts per million from year 1000 to 2000. But the problem arose after 19th century when uncontrolled industrialization took place. Lot of carbon is being emitted now. That is the problem. So earlier this technology has been tested here number of times. You know, the professors from IIT Kharagpur came. They tested this technology in button-up mode. They were totally satisfied. Then the scientists from L&T Chennai, Larsen and Toubro Limited, they came. They carried out extensive tests. We showed them our chemical test, filter test, and even system testing. And everything was found perfect with them. The reports are on record. Then scientists from DRDO Delhi, CCR&D and headquarter DRDO, they came together with a team. Along with them were the scientists from DRDE Gwalior. They are experts in this field. Even the scientists from DBL Bangalore. It is a biomedical laboratory there. So they also came together and they checked the systems. The military engineers from Indian Army also came from CC Project Army Headquarters Delhi. In fact, they have come twice earlier, and I am happy that so far they gave all positive reports, good reports, and based on their recommendations, the system has been approved by DRDO Ministry of Defense. I am happy to give you this brief introduction. And today we are lucky that we have got eminent engineers and scientists in this field who are with us. I have already introduced Mr. Soman Chakravarti. He is a very renowned engineer. He is manager maintenance electrical in IOCL Guwahati, and he is doing a lot of fantastic research work in this, and he is taking the new projects for implementation in IOCL because they are facing the problems of these greenhouse gases in their laboratories and in their other places. Their equipment, electronic equipment basically, is badly affected by the high pollution in the atmospheric air. Their equipment gets corroded. So when we came to know about it, we approached them and we suggested some solutions for them, that now the solution is available in India with us. They were using earlier some imported solution, but there was some problem with those solutions. So we suggested that we have got a better solution in India and we can produce it. And I am lucky that on our request, he has come to physically see our solutions on ground, and we would like to have his reaction subsequently on this. On my left, there is Mr. Ravinder Devnath. He is a consultant in Ministry of Defense, DRDO, Army, Navy, Air Force. He has been associated with many projects which are dealing in indoor air quality management systems only. Next to him is Mr. Saurabh Singh Rathore. He is from a company R-Force Technologies, Udaipur. He is also a heating, ventilation, air conditioning expert. And indoor air quality is part of all these projects. And I'm happy to see that he has also been involved, both of them, in fact, Mr. Ravinder and Mr. Saurabh Rathod, they have been involved in very, very important projects of importance, for national importance in our country. Those details we cannot discuss in open public, but they know the importance of this subject. And we have also shown our equipment or some test results to them. So today, sir, one by one, I would like to have your free and frank technical views about this. We will not discuss anything specific to the project for which we are here, but we will just request you as a scientist, as an engineer, this project or this particular technology I want to use for in the interest of public, for the common man. Our aim is to use this particular technology, which is so far being used in very important projects in the country, like space missions, underground nuclear bunkers, and nuclear submarine and other submarines which are used underwater. This technology is used there so far, the CO2 removal system. But after Corona, I have found and I have approached the government that we must give this technology to the common man, because otherwise common man are suffering. Firstly, the health is suffering because of the rising pollution in the cities, and I have explained this technology in many seminars, national and international. I have written letters to the government, and most of them are in agreement with my views. I am lucky, fortunately. The government of India has recently published a gazette notification on green credit program. And in this green credit program, they have included this technology of direct carbon capture, and which reduces the pollution. And they are going to give a lot of green credits to the persons who are using this technology. So in the time to come, this technology is going to gain importance, attention of the public and the government in the near future. So, sir, in this I would like to have your free and frank views. Now, since you have seen, I have given you the presentation yesterday. How do you feel? Is this technology useful for the common man, public, or is it very difficult to spread this technology in the country and outside the world? Sir, over to you, sir.
Good morning, Major Dr. Shripal, Mr. Ravindra, and Mr. Saurabh. So, Dr. Shripal has glorified me in a much dignified way, which I don't think I'm that supposed to answer those things. The thing is, I have seen for the last 2 days probably the entire facility of Dr. Shripal that he has in the name of Bunkerman. So actually, I was working as an electrical engineer, as he has said already. So I was basically for the last 5-6 years on core electrical engineering. So I had not a great idea of these things. Okay, so we all know global warming has been a pressing issue from the last several years, which is everyone is talking about currently. That we need to go for net zero, we need to go for green building. Now green building is easier said than done, because it not only gives you not only have to just go for zero emission in terms of gases. It has to be in water discharge, it has to be in power, fully self-powered and everything. So it's a very long distance thought right now for the green building. Still there are facilities which are green, but it is still a difficult task to achieve. But what here Dr. Shripal has achieved is a very thought-provoking and very much and a very intensive approach to get the solution done in a much easier way, I guess. So the thing is, everyone is talking about CNG fuel, green fuel, and electric vehicles, e-vehicles. So this has been a pressing issue right now from the government, from all over world. Even the Paris Convention also said these things also regarding those things, that we need to go for conventional and non-conventional energy and start to reduce those fossil fuel based energy. So now obviously those things are the major pollutants right now in the environment, which are contributing most to the pollution of the environment. But the thing is, we are just based on this, we are not looking after the small things that we can do as an individual to contribute to the nature. You can't just go and suddenly convert an entire city's vehicles into e-vehicle. People have already who have already bought their own vehicles. They aren't going to replace them in the next 5 to 10 years, right? So on a large scale, the changes, I always believe changes has to begin from from the beginning, from the root. So what can we do? We can just put, like, very in a very layman's language, I can say we can go for putting off our AC and go out of the room. So this saves power. This is even a green initiative from your end. So it's a very raw thing. The next level what we do is technology given by Dr. Shripal. So he has found out, he has invented a very nice product, and which I think, I believe, and I honestly believe can be a game changing technology, not only for India but for the entire world. This technology is available right now, probably with some foreign companies also. But the thing is, even this is very costly, and when it comes to India, it goes very high pricing. So it's not very easier to adopt those technologies, and many numerous companies which are not as big, they can afford it. So what we are doing is, and the people have a normal natural tendency to not spend too much on anything, right? So unless it is basic, so the day is not far when the situation will arise that we have to buy pocket oxygen cylinder. So this can, and right now if we even control emissions, the thing is not going to change anyway, right? Like suddenly the environment will get cleaner. Whatever emission has happened, it has already happened. You just can reduce it, you just can control it, but you can't reduce it. So what Dr. Shripal has, he can actually reduce it. And initially I heard about that, I studied about those things, but first time I saw this in my own house, and how this is actually possible to do that. So this technology can be game changing thing for the entire world, as I have said already. So as for the data I have just studied and discussed with them, so 13% of emissions of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases is from buildings. 13%. So when it appears 13% is not a very significant number, but it's not that minimum that we can just ignore it and go ahead. So from the starting also, if we just reduce our contribution towards pollution, human reasons are the main thing that are currently contributing to the pollution. So if we can control our emissions, 13% can be reduced in a very easy and economic way. So, and the best thing he has been doing in this field is that he's continuously upgrading the things. He's not that he has found a solution to that and he's stuck to that. It's not that. He's continuously researching, continuously upgrading things, has a nice facility, is ready to accept the challenges, is vouching continuously for the indigenous product, and which I very much support from the core of my heart. So the indigenous facility that can be it one thing is that the technology that we have been importing for several years from foreign will be readily available in our own country and in a very cheaper price. So that way also we can also go for, if it becomes a huge, and I'm sure it will become a huge deal in the coming years, we can also go for exporting it, and probably India can be a leader in exporting these things, because of the competitive pricing that we can provide. And he has been the initiator of this thing, and probably he is doing a game changing job. Probably we will be seeing the effect in the next 20-25 years, coming years. So CO2, and we thought once the thought was that the earth is going to be the human population will be going to be eradicated from in the near future because of the increased levels of greenhouse gases, CO2 can actually be reversed, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So this is a great and game changing experience for me as well, and I wholeheartedly in my capacity support, and whatever help I can provide, I will surely go help you in this initiative.
Thank you.
Towards
Thank
you.
very much.
So another thing is that there has been also direction, and the chemical media is not only, he has been doing the pioneer of this thing in India of carbon dioxide emission, of controlling the carbon dioxide emission, but there are other utilizations of chemical media as well. The data centers which are facing excessive corrosion due to the corrosive gases. So he has been working with us regarding he has very fast. I am very honored to say also this. He has very fast achieved come to a solution which has been monopolized by foreign companies. So the indigenous product will be very cost effective in the near future to come for data centers as well. Like India has been the major exporter of technologies, IT technologies, which are America. In fact, America are using our technologies, data technologies, for storing their all data, like TCS, Accenture, every big companies, IT companies, there's a major customers have been Americans, and they are exporting their product to save our data centers. So if we can build, then it will not only boost our GDP, but it will also be a make India a leader in this field. So we will have our own IT centers who are already a customer of America, and we also have our own protection system, and we won't be entirely dependent on America. And further, foreign countries will be dependent on us to use our technology to safeguard their interests to India. So I really appreciate what you have been doing.
Thank you very much,
And
sir. I will come back to you
Well,
again.
thank you.
And thank you being here, part of us for past 2 days. And you have seen physically the test being carried out by us in button-up period. And this is the first laboratory in our country which has got this facility of testing the equipment in actual real button-up conditions. And I am sure you are satisfied with the result, because yesterday we observed that we set the reading of CO2 level in that room where 6 of us went into button-up mode, and when the CO2 level reached 800 parts per million, the system automatically started, and then it brought down the CO2 level in that room to 600 parts per million, which was set by us, and which was a successful test. And again, while we were having tea, in the meantime, again the CO2 level rose to 800 parts per million. So this thing has been happening for past about 1 year. 1 year we are carrying out this test, and I narrated that several scientists from various organizations have come. We are welcoming them. Even today, this test facility is open to all in our country. They have to just inform us. We are ready to carry out tests on any of the equipment. Secondly, you have seen in this room yesterday, sir, when this device is meant only for 2 persons in a room like this. Yesterday, when we assembled here, the CO2 level went up to 1600 parts per million, and then again it was brought down. So our systems, the filters have been totally tested. They have been very successful. Thank you very much, sir, for your comments.